So one of the secondary drivers for muscle building is known as metabolic stress. You may know it better as the pump or the burn, and essentially this is what this little circuit here is doing for the glutes. This first exercise is known as an iso glute bridge abductions because we're holding the top portion of a glute bridge, and while we're pushing our hips up into the air, we're also pushing our knees outside or abducting our legs against the resistance of the band. Keep the band above your knees and try not to let your hips drop down in this exercise. You're actively trying to push your hips as high up as you can and keep in that position. This next exercise, we're going to be on the floor and we're going to be putting the band below our knees. So we're just going to be doing some basic glute bridges. So still focusing on that pelvic tilt, especially on the way up, and having a good squeeze, but we're also actively pushing our knees out into the band so we're not allowing our knees to collapse. And we're really just focusing on getting a really good contraction through all of these reps. The next exercise is squats, and we've got the band back above our knee, actively trying to push our knees out into the band, not letting our knees collapse. And as we lower ourselves down, we're thinking about pushing our bum back as far as it can go. We're not trying to think about knee flexion here. We're thinking about hip flexion and how deep we can get that active range. And you can see I'm not fully extending as I come to standing. I'm coming up about 3/4 of the way up because I'm trying to maintain tension on those glutes. I'm also using a box as a guideline for how deep I need to get. You can use a bench or anything just to help you get the depth that you need. Keeping the band above our knees. The next exercise is a kettlebell deadlift. And again, same thing here. I'm thinking about actively pushing my hips back and closing that active range of my hips, not allowing my back to take over. Again, I'm not fully standing up straight, but I am trying to actively push my hips forward on every rep and tuck my pelvis underneath. And as always, pushing my knees against the band and not allowing my knees to collapse. Keeping the band above our knees, we're now going to be sat down on a bench or a box, and you're going to be actively abducting against the band itself, pushing your knees out as far as they can go, holding it for a split second at the end range and hopefully feeling a nice deep burn within the hips. You're more than welcome to roll onto the side of your feet a little bit if it means that you get a little bit of an extra range as well.